Welcome back to Midnight Grappler Animals, home of Flub Nation. I'm your host, Lan, and with me, I've got someone who is a roving adventurer. I never know if it's rovering or roving, but he adventures nevertheless. You might as well call him Rover, but I'm going to call him Keigen.
Keigen, hey, I'm looking for gold. Jarg.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Yeah, we're still going through our little journey of video game movie adaptations. We started with Prince of Persia, then we did Assassin's Creed last week. Now we're on Uncharted. And honestly, thinking about it, we could have easily gone from Prince of Persia to Uncharted. I feel like there's a very clear through line.
We had multiple,
It's like a choose your, it's like a Star Fox game.
Yeah,
you can just go your own path.
We keep kind of just talking about video game movies every time and then just like chasing the car, and sometimes, all paths.
Wise man once said, my life is like a video game.
Right, yeah.
Trying hard to beat the stage.
Oh, I thought it was
something while I'm collecting coins.
Out of control. I feel like I have no control and I'm just doing things compulsively. That's what I thought the rest of the sentence was.
Well, we're on the third iteration of this thing, so I think we can just jump right into it. Before I introduce the movie, Keigen, what is your experience with the Uncharted franchise?
I actually like the Uncharted games quite a bit. I've played all of them besides the one DLC because I never wanted to buy it for $40 American.
You mean the one with Chloe?
Yeah. Chloe and Nadine, maybe? No?
Yeah,
I don't
it was
know.
Nadine.
Okay. So that's the only one I never played. And then I kept trying to find an excuse to buy the whatever remastered collections, especially because the first game, the boat sequences suck so bad.
Yep.
That I'm like they said, oh, we updated that and they're more fun. They're not ridiculous now.
Still the same.
Kind of okay. Then I never did. Anyway, I never.
I went back and replayed it like a couple years ago, and
nice.
Those boat sequences. Maybe they've marginally improved. Maybe I'm looking back on it more fonder than I was before, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But I like them a lot. They're fun. I played all of them I didn't play them all when they came out. I played the first two right before 3 came out, and then I played 3 and 4 when they came out. So I like them. And then I actually with this movie, I did see this movie. So yeah, I saw it in a theater, but it was months after it came out. It was like a $2 movie.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
This was my first time watching this movie.
It was kind of as a bit. It was a little bit as a bit. It was it would be funny if we went and saw Uncharted, right? And so yeah, but I did watch it. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I went through the Uncharted series in one of the stupidest ways possible. Nice. I played the second game first.
I get that though. I completely understand
back
that
on
choice.
the PS3. I played that one first. Then I played the fourth game.
Okay, weird.
Then I played the first game and then the third game.
That's I feel like that's the ideal order. 4 should be last. But 2 and 4 are the good ones. It's a reverse Indiana Jones situation.
I mean, there's a lot to like in 3, even despite all of
3 is a very fun game.
Yeah.
3 is a very fun game, but 60% of Uncharted's joy is not the gameplay.
Yeah.
And 3 has the dumbest bullshit, I think. So 2 and 4
it's the most built. It's the game that's most built around its set pieces. Right. Everything else, arguably all the games are built around their set pieces, but I think much like this movie, 3 is the one where they started with the set pieces and then they realized, oh shit, we gotta actually, put these things together.
And what people like about this thing is this stuff. And I mean, the set pieces are really cool. I think the gameplay is my favorite of all the games. Actually, 3 feels the best. It feels the easiest to the combat feels the easiest to kind of flow between combat and climbing and stuff. Feels like they really learned from Assassin's Creed there for that game.
There's the real through line.
But yeah, no. That's a hilarious way to go through the games. I do think 2 is the best first one, though. I think 2 is the best one.
I mean,
to start with,
it's arguably the best one, just period. But
yeah.
But then I didn't watch this movie at all. I just was so turned off, mainly by the casting.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the casting more. But yesterday was the first time I watched this movie.
Congratulations. I don't like that I've seen it twice.
You've seen it one more time than me.
Yeah, I'm not happy. So, double or double the times. 100%.
Yeah, you've seen it twice as much as me.
Yeah, it sounds disgusting. I can't ever watch this movie again.
So about this movie, Uncharted, the movie, it came out in 2022. It was directed by Ruben Fleischer, who directed Zombieland, Venom, and last year's Now You See Me, Now You Don't. It started development in 2008, so this was 1 year after the release of the first game.
Jeez.
It was basically in production hell for a decade. I should also note this was produced by Avi Arad, who you may know from various Spider-Man movies and probably a bunch of other movies that sucked ass. There were many directors attached to this movie in those 10, 12 years where it's just going through hell. So it started with David O. Russell, noted rapist David O. Russell.
That's crazy.
Then it went to Neil Berger. Then it went to Seth Gordon. Then it went to Sean Levy. Then it went to Dan Trachtenberg, who left citing creative differences. I should note this, because I think of this list, Dan Trachtenberg would probably have been the best pick. So after Dan Trachtenberg, we have our favorite Nepo baby / hostile corporate takeover enthusiast Travis Knight, and then finally Ruben Fleischer.
It's a crazy list.
Yeah. And
I just want to add something for Avi Arad. Okay, this isn't bringing me joy. Oscar award winning Avi Arad. Okay.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
Just to be clear, I had to double check, even though I knew. Just wanna. He's an evil person, and he deserves an Oscar. Okay, because that's for evil people.
It's true.
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Mark Wahlberg, who we now know as Sully, was originally slated to play Nathan Drake. Everyone's favorite fan cast Nathan Fillion was brought up multiple times during production, and I guess they just turned it down so many times to the point where he ended up making his own fan film starring him as...
It's not good either.
Nathan Drake. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have watched it.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was just on the internet. I didn't search it out,
Right, it
was on Twitter or something, and it was or it was a link to a YouTube on whatever.
So Tom Holland was brought on as Nathan Drake in 2017, so shortly after Civil War, and probably right around the time that Spider-Man Homecoming came out. Ruben Fleischer was installed as director in 2020. Another thing about the directors here, I should also note, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg were asked multiple times to direct this movie, and they said no every single time.
Damn. That would have been a better movie.
I mean, there are many, going through the production of this movie, there are many points where you're you could have had a good movie, actually.
Yeah.
But in terms of actors, I think you were shit out of luck regardless.
It was
other people that they had reached out to about playing Nate. Chris Pratt.
Ugh.
And Ryan Reynolds. And Ryan Reynolds specifically said no because of his commitment to the Deadpool movies at the time.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Deadpool, for some have ever said that.
Unfortunately, we have to thank Deadpool.
Yeah. Oh, God. What a film this is. This is terrible.
We've covered movies here with some legendary cinematographers in the past. Notably, we covered that Anastasia movie, who the movie that had Dean Kundi as the cinematographer. Dean Kundi, more famously known as the cinematographer on The Thing. In this case, we have something similar going on, where the cinematographer of this movie is Chung Hoon Chung, who is the cinematographer of Old Boy, Lady Vengeance, and The Handmaiden.
Crazy.
Some fun facts. This movie is banned in Vietnam and the Philippines due to its use of the 9-dash line in its maps. So this movie that takes place, I think, like the entire third act is in the Philippines, cannot be viewed in the Philippines.
That really hits you personally, huh?
It's incredible. This movie never ceases to amaze.
This is good. Really good fun facts about this one.
It's also the 8th highest grossing video game movie of all time, behind Rampage. This movie was outperformed by Rampage.
That's terrible. I would be so sad if a movie I made was on a list that was behind Rampage.
And it's also worth noting that despite all this, there is a sequel in production.
Yeah, I mean, when's it happening, though?
Probably not this decade, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I mean, it was already in hell. But
hey, maybe at that point, Tom Holland will have grown up. He'll finally, hit that bump, that curve that he can't seem to quite get over and hasn't been able to quite get over for the past
Odyssey
decade.
Could be that moment for him,
Yeah, I mean, this movie really made me realize that the biggest task that the Odyssey has is showing us that Tom Holland has that kind of range.
Yeah, they gotta not let him flip or quip. They gotta just tape him to the ground and speak in iambic pentameter. You gotta take him
back to his roots, when he was a 13-year-old in Locke, I think it was around Locke. Take him back to his Billy Elliot days,
Mm-hmm.
Make him do ballet again.
Yeah, Zendaya, why are you letting your boy act like this? Why are you letting him do this kind of thing? Because actually the crazy thing about Uncharted and Tom Holland in general is it makes perfect sense on paper. I don't even think,
I guess, yeah,
him. I don't really have complaints about his performance on for Nathan Drake. Really, he's not the same guy in the games. I don't really want the same guy in the games necessarily anyway, right? This
is meant to be an origin story. Also, this movie started as just a straight adaptation of the first movie, but by the time they got to production, it changed into an origin story.
Yeah, which origin is boring. I don't love it. And the amount that it just kind of slows the whole first part of the movie down sucks. But also, he's a guy who does flips and quips, he's a flippy quippy guy. It does make sense. I get it. As a casting director, it's he's Tom Holland, he's Spider-Man. Let's have him be this guy who's going to run and jump and say funny things. And it's yeah, I do. I get it. And it's the amount of stuff he really does in front of the camera is cool for this kind of thing, too.
But I will say this. I think this movie has given me an appreciation for two things. One, Amy Hennig's writing.
Okay.
Not that I didn't like it before. The reason why Uncharted works as well as it does is because of, the writing talent attached to those games.
Yeah.
And the other thing I learned to appreciate was that not all quips are the same. Not all quippy characters are the same. And I think that's probably the big thing I'm going to get to when we talk about the cast here specifically is, not all quips are made equal.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess here's the question. Here's the question where you only have bad answers. Would Nathan Fillion or Tom Holland? That's the question.
I haven't watched enough of The Rookie to give you an answer.
I guess you found the good answer. You found the right answer, you bastard. No, it's tough. It's like Fillion does a better, less Disney Channel original movie quippiness. He has that better, not childish quality, I think, most of the time. But it's also, it's hard to tell, like, if people are riding for Spider-Man here or not also, like,
yeah.
And that's so, there's so much Spider-Man in this role that is unfortunate because it just doesn't have the right vibe. But again, I do get how, like, mathematically you look at it and you go, yes, correct. And it's like, and I mean, I have way more complaints about Wahlberg, I think, than I do about Tom Holland. Anyway,
you have more complaints or less complaints than
more. I mean, not specific
more, absolutely
complaints.
more.
I just like him less.
More, just because here's the thing: Tom Holland, he plays a certain character, but or the quipping is very much of a certain style. But I could at least see him as a different character in this movie. Even if that character wasn't Nate Drake, I cannot say the same about Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is Mark Wahlberg in this movie.
It's crazy, dude. What an insane decision. Like,
this movie made me think lesser of Martin Scorsese for hiring Mark Wahlberg for The Departed.
Yeah, that's so funny. That's so funny.
I just, it's one of those movies where you watch it and you start thinking about his entire filmography. And you think, have I just been watching the same guy for like a decade and a half?
Yeah. Well, and
the answer is yes.
He did a good job in. I haven't even seen The Departed, so I can't say. People say he did a good job in that, and it's like
he did, but
it's like he's also done a good job two times, and then he's just being Mark Wahlberg, and either way, he was just being Mark Wahlberg. But it was like,
yes,
they cast him well in those times.
Yeah, it really does become a case of like, okay, you're hiring Mark Wahlberg for the sake of being Mark Wahlberg.
Right.
Is the role Mark Wahlberg though? And in this case, I would not say the role is Mark Wahlberg. Yeah,
it's like, it feels like they, you cast Tom Holland because he's flippy and quippy. Cool. Like, again, I think he works as Nathan Drake. I think in a better movie, he would work a lot better too. If like a lot of the pieces were a little bit better, then it would feel better. And they were like, man,
I think
this
maybe
guy's
his voice needs to go down a couple registers.
Yeah. Well, it's his, I think part of that is his American accent also though, right? Like he only knows how to do this teenage boy American accent.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so you have him and they kind of are looking at it. And again, mathematically you go, this guy's like 0.7% like full star that we need, So maybe if we get another 0.7, like, we're good to go. And so they look at the Rolodex and they go, Mark Wahlberg, 0.7, can't carry it, but he's 0.7, it's fine. But what they actually did was they got like 2.4s. like you didn't even get full star power. And like, I mean, you got Zorro and then you killed him,
See,
and it feels like that's the kind of thing that they're doing.
We're just going through the. Yeah, I guess we're going through.
We're just going through all the guys.
The character list. I want to say, going into this movie, because obviously the obvious comparison to make is other movies of its ilk. And in this case, Indiana Jones movies, the Tomb Raider movies,
exactly.
Like that whole genre. And somewhat recently, I had watched the latest Indiana Jones film, Dial of Destiny, and I wondered...
Cheesemaker crab bags?
Now, hold on, because James Mangold, I will give him this, because my question going into this is, would Antonio Banderas' character in this be done dirtier than Antonio Banderas' character in Dial of Destiny? And I was thinking,
I
I'm like,
didn't even know he was in Dial of Destiny.
oh, that's the thing. It's crazy because, again, had you not watched the movie and had you like not looked very deeply into the poster, it would stand to reason that he's not in the movie. And, you know, given how much screen time he has in that movie, you might as well say he's not in that movie. That being said, I think James Mangold definitely did not mangle him as bad as Ruben Fleischer did.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm like, I love
and the bar is so low.
I love Vendetta
so low.
as a fail son billionaire obsessed with you know, adventure and gold and stuff. Like, and that's, I mean, really
like,
fun,
as an Uncharted villain, he also fits. Like, if you look at the genre of Uncharted villains we've gotten in the games, he fits very much in that compendium, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's just the movie has no idea what to do with him, though. Like, absolutely, like, you know, and I think part of that is, I think my biggest criticism of the movie as being an adaptation is there's no supernatural bullshit, you know? Yeah, like,
they're needed. Every single one has some kind of supernatural bullshit.
And that's the big differentiator between this and Indiana Jones. No, everybody's going to be like, there's supernatural bullshit in every Indiana Jones. Yeah, but like, he's not fighting zombies, you know? Like, it's not... The Uncharted is more like Pirates of the Caribbean, has more of that in it, where there's like pulpy magic that like, oh shit, like, we got to deal with this now.
And that's the other through line I was thinking about, like, is the Pirates of the Caribbean connection, because, you know, Prince of Persia was made with the intent of being another Pirates of the Caribbean. Here, it feels like it does gesture towards at various points, you know, like you even get the Jack Sparrow name drop later in the movie, but it never goes all the way.
And it like, it loses something Uncharted in that adaptation, while also being like not good enough to just be compared to Indiana Jones either. You know, and so it's just kind of like you had the opportunity to maybe do something a little more fun, but instead you pulled back and did like a couple cool set pieces. That's it.
It's taking from a lot of sources and it's not really committing to any of them.
Right. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
So if we're going down the character list, Antonio Banderas, he got completely, like, it's crazy how quickly he went out. Like, it is a blink and you miss it moment.
Literally.
I had to like rewind it because I'm like, wait, hold on.
There's a whole like, 40 minutes left.
You know, you hear like, but
it's like there's a whole climax to be made, and this guy's not going to turn into a big blue monster or something.
Third act. There's a whole third act to be done.
This guy is supposed to be turning into a Hulk in a couple minutes. What are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's supposed to get the gold, and he finds out that the gold's actually tainted,
cursed,
and the gold turns him into like a huge skeleton monster. Or whatever.
And Nate has to like shoot all the pillars down so that the boat sinks into the water and the guy drowns at the bottom of the ocean. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Come on,
and you gotta hit like
recipes.
the bulbous fruit, like the Filipino bulbous fruit that will explode right next to Antonio Banderas' face.
Yeah, exactly. It makes him grow a little bit, but like in a weird way, and then he shrinks back, and eventually he dies. You know, you get a couple cinematics.
Dan Trachtenberg would have never done this to me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Video gaming. He knows the core. He knows
the code. He has the code. He has the cheat codes. Yeah, what a dumb character.
Yeah.
But I think it
could have just been a prison chase, like, or not a prison, a treasure like chase. The two are just, we got a competing whatever. It doesn't matter who it is. It's so weird. We get so much background for this guy, and he kills his dad.
It's funny because it feels like this movie could have done better had it been made, you know, when it was intended to be made back in like 2010. Because like they had the recipes there, you know, two parties chasing the same thing, everything, like all of the ingredients to make an Uncharted movie were there in the late 2000s. Even the first Uncharted game is very much a game of that era, right? Like meanness of, and that's the thing about the quips here, is like it lacks a certain meanness that Nate Drake and Sully have. And that is very much like a late 2000s meanness.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna be some crazy alt-right person, but like, you know, wokeness made people a little scared to be mean. And this came out when people were still a little scared, you know?
It's actually not the wokeness, it's the ludonarrative dissonance that created this version of...
I was talking about this this last weekend with other people from my union. I was like, woke too. We're allowed to be mean though. That's the main differentiator. We're allowed to be mean bullies, and everybody was laughing because it's true. But yeah, no, I like the meanness. The biting is missing there, and Tom Holland is he's just a sweet little boy. He's just a sweet little guy. You can't be mean to him. You can't. If I see him being mean, I'll be sad.
Yeah, he's just too he's too aw shucksy.
He's too aw shucksy.
Too aw shucksy.
Like, would I read that way if he was using his actual British voice? You know, like his actual instead of this stupid American accent that he has to put on because he got popular as Spider-Man. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe let him do a role with the British. Maybe that's what the Odyssey is for. Hopefully he's not doing a stupid American accent in that one too. Because I want to know, does he take his voice down one register when he's talking like a Brit?
Yeah.
Speaking of talking like a Brit and talking in a very poor accent, I guess that takes us to our next character, Chloe Frazier. Could you discern what kind of accent she was trying to go for?
I mean, I don't do that, but it was probably Australian, right? I think.
Well, see, that's the thing. It starts very British, and there's certain points where it sounds Australian-esque.
Yeah.
And it keeps awful accent, bad accent. Just need to get that out of the way.
No, yeah. I mean, this also feels like a mathematical equation thing where they were like, okay, we got our stars. We got our 2.7 stars. And now we could cast whoever we want as Chloe. And like, that's fine. I don't think she did a bad job. I don't think she did a really good job either. I don't think there's a lot of chemistry there. I don't think it's just like, I don't think it's her fault really though. I like feel like it's more the whole movie, like just doesn't, it has all these pieces that just don't click. And like she doesn't get to do enough cool stuff either. She gets to do like, this is one scene on the plane obviously, and then she hits Tom Holland with a car, and that's fun. Yeah. And then the whole hotel and stuff like that. But like, still, there's very little cool stuff that she gets to do really, which I feel like is part of my like. There's a blahness from her. But it's also,
they want her to be the kind of femme fatale character that she was in the games.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they never go all the way there. Like, I think that's really the bottom line for this movie is they never go all the way there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like they lost the recipes for romance in this kind of role too. Like, and I don't know, maybe that was a conscious choice. They're just like, nah, Chloe's just a bad bitch. Like, that's cool. You know, but there's no spark there really. She doesn't get enough to really do, you know, she doesn't really outsmart anybody in any real way.
I mean, the moments where she tries to outsmart them feel very
mean. But
mean, but also like, how'd you do that? You know, like, how'd you get the cross from like 5 feet away?
Yeah, I mean, it's all like, and especially hers are worse than the others. Like, it's fun in the beginning of the movie when, you know, Tom Holland, the watch or the bracelet, Sully steals the bracelet and his wallet. So then Nate has to go to his house. He breaks into the house and the drink is there. Like, that's all really fun, even if I don't like the two on screen together.
That's the thing, is like, that opening bit was good. Like, in terms of the plot flow there, despite the cast, you know, the two leads here, not being great. the overall pacing and the structure of that sequence, you know, like from the beginning up to, well, not the beginning, like the beginning of the present day stuff.
It's like, exactly, it's like 20 minutes in, and it's like, this is where it should, like, I like the in medias res, like action scene, cool, you know, do that, and then just skip this stupid, we're not anywhere near needing the orphanage stuff, you know.
Yeah, again,
I don't care.
They pulled stuff from the fourth game for this, and it's like, whoa,
in adaptation,
pump the brakes.
I get why you do that kind of stuff in adaptation, because, like, did Sam even exist when they were writing the first game in 2007 or 2005? Right? Did he even exist? No, he wasn't. He was not conceived yet. But, like, you don't. This is such a boring way to do this.
Yeah, and the reason why it works in A Thief's End is because that is like the, you know, Nate reckoning with everything he's done in the past game, right? Like, it's the past coming back to haunt him game. There's nothing in his past that needs to haunt him in this movie.
Right. And it's like, it's a weird thing of, I mean, I think that's one of the things I like about this movie, aside from taking the supernatural bullshit out, is like, this almost feels like a totally original story that you could slot into the games. Right. That's always what I would prefer out of video game movies, is being like, look, this is now just a multimedia franchise. Like, we're not doing an adaptation. This is an adventure that Nate went on, and it counts in the movies too. And this,
it's
you
like
can't
the
quite
reverse
make that
of what they're doing with that James Bond game.
Right.
Well, the James Bond game is the James Bond game is supposed to be like an, not origin story, but like the mission before his first mission story of James Bond. So like before he even gets the numbers.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's sick.
And yeah, like something like that here would be interesting, you know, like someone who learns to be the character that we are introduced to in that first game.
Yeah. Or even just yeah, and it's like, this is a weird mismatch of all that stuff, which is fine, but it's also, again, I'm so tired of origins. Like, you do not have to explain to me this guy's deal, and I know I'm a video game player, so I already know all that, but it still is just like, you don't. He just needs to be a treasure hunter, man. Like, watch the Indiana Jones movies. Why is he doing it? It's compulsion. It's fine. Like, that's a fine answer.
I think you need. I think you need to keep that kind of like backstory stuff for a sequel. Like, you can still have Sam stuff going on here, and I think you can still introduce the Sam stuff without having done that like protracted 10-minute sequence. At the beginning.
Yeah,
now,
with
the
the
other thing I wanted,
especially.
Yeah, the postcards, exactly. Like, he's getting postcards, but then, you know, there's a mystery. Like, who's sending it? Like, is it really Sam? Stuff like that. Right.
Yeah, that's fun.
The other thing to note, right, aside from the in media res element, and also just the set piece itself being taken straight from Uncharted 3, also worth noting, like, the Uncharted 3 moment, like that moment in Uncharted 3, there is a narrative built around when that happens and like what that results in that isn't there, even when it's like, even when the context for the scene is given later in the movie. It just doesn't hit nearly as hard as it does in Uncharted 3. And part of that is because it's like Uncharted 3, there's that breaking new ground element, right? Like, this is cinematic video games, right? You know, like, this is what we can achieve with you know, the cinematography of a segment like this. So when you take it back to its source element or source media, it loses that sort of, you know, the coolness. Also, the fact that the green screen's fucking awful,
dude.
In that screen.
Okay, like, here's one. That scene is so fun to play. In Uncharted 3.
It's incredible.
And you play it twice, right? Like, the train sequence in Uncharted 2 is also awesome, right? Both of those, I think, are even.
Again, they're both
the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is like the other aspect that this movie takes is that the train sequence is the first thing you get in Uncharted 2.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
And it's awesome. It's done perfectly. Like, it's a fantastic sequence. But then you like combine that with the plane sequence from the third game, and now you're in this like weird Frankenstein thing in this movie, and it's funny because it feels cheaper than the video games that came out like a decade before it.
Oh, totally. And I think the more frustrating thing about this, and this is like, we used to make movies, and it wasn't even that long ago, right? Iron Man 3, they had a bunch of people jump out of a plane to film the sequence in Iron Man 3. Obviously, you can't do it with like cargo and like cars and stuff like that, because this is literally physically impossible to do. Like, what happens in this movie is you couldn't actually film it, because everyone would die, even if they pulled it off perfectly. But like, we used to make movies, and this just feels like glop the whole time. Like, it's just goopy so often. And it's like, the game was more fun. The game is so much more fun. And I played it twice. I played through that sequence twice in the game. And it's like a blast, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, even down to like, you know, Nate barely, he's like, it's funny, but he's like, sorry. And I'm like, no, I'm killing
I noted
those
this
guys.
down. I noted this down. The first line he has in this movie is, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was totally reactive." Which, again, that aw shucksy Spider-Man quip.
Yeah. No, I'm like, I'm killing those guys in the game. You know, I'm like, I'm going
again,
for headshots.
ludonarrative dissonance doesn't kick in until a thief's end. You're doing a thief's end stuff way too early here.
A little too early. Yeah. So true. Yeah, no. And I mean, like, it's still, it's okay looking, and like but it's so much more impressive when you're doing all that stuff in a video game, and it's like, holy shit, my computer is making this happen. Like,
right.
And then the sound effects were like, and I get how this scene is the selling point for the movie, because it's like, I saw that people were talking about that at work, and at what year? Yeah, I was working. Wait, what year did 3 come out?
3 came out in 2013.
2014.
Yeah,
so I would have, my first job. People were like talking about it at work, you know, when it was when the demo came out and stuff like that. It was like random people were talking about how cool that game looked, and talking about the sound effects, because that's what Sony kept talking about was, look, we had it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, this is so much less impressive, like, on every level, and yeah, I like more and more. Just as much as the other movies, it's like, why are you taking from a video game and doing something that's so much less impressive?
Yeah.
And effective.
And I guess you can blame some of that on COVID, but like, I don't know.
They weren't going to jump out of planes, so don't blame COVID. Like,
yeah, it would have been a green screen, COVID or not.
Yeah,
is the thing. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they should have gone the Adventures of Tintin route. You know, maybe do mocap.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Spielberg. You know, what would have been really funny? Spielberg attempting this movie.
I feel like, why wouldn't he be a producer?
Well, he's done it
anyway.
Twice. Yeah,
like call producer, him and be like, "Hey, put your name on this, buddy. Like, and help us help us a little bit."
You put your name on fucking Easter Sunday. You can stand to put your production. You can stand to put the Amblin logo on this movie.
It's an adventure movie. Who doesn't love adventure, Steve? Steven? Steve?
Steve?
Whatever.
Steve? Stevie? Buddy.
Please, you'll make money.
You'll make money. You'll
less
be the
than Rampage.
Highest grossing movie. Less than Rampage.
Less than Rampage, but...
But I also don't see your name on Rampage, so again, you're losing money regardless if you don't say.
Bucko.
Yeah, I think other than that, though, like, looking back at this movie... one day after I'd seen it for the first time, it's not that it's like an egregiously bad movie,
right?
Like, I would rank it better than Prince of Persia, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's less racist, you know.
I mean, they did have an N-word joke in there.
I said less,
which is crazy. Crazy. I was like, I noted that down. I'm like, wait, was that supposed to be like an N-word joke?
Mark Wahlberg.
But yeah, I think it's like a very bland but competent movie otherwise.
Yeah, mostly
like you can
competent.
file the serial numbers off and you'd get like, I don't know, something just maybe around the same caliber as like a Scott Adkins movie.
Yeah, it feels like a Netflix movie in a lot of ways too, though. Like it feels like a straight to streaming movie, which isn't wholly a bad thing, but it caps how good it could be, you know?
Right, exactly. Yeah, like I'm trying to think of other things to note.
I think one of the things that made me the maddest the first time I watched it is like the pirate boat stuff is like really stupid.
I think they should have just been riding them shits.
Yeah,
like proper.
Like maybe have the helicopters, you know, eventually, like you could do such a cool set piece where you like climb the ship to get onto the helicopter still, but not have them like flying. And it feels like a hat on a hat where they were just like, we're gonna fly these ships. It's gonna be crazy. But like the effect instead was like, so this is all fake. When Sully pulls up and they fly over the other helicopter, completely, like I don't think it's physically possible for that to have happened. And it's just like this is it just becomes stupid at a certain point. And like I'm not against that either, like, but it just didn't work here. I think there were just too many. By that point in the movie, there was so much stupid bullshit that I was nitpicking everything. So yeah, they should have just been riding the open sea on those bad boys.
Yeah. And one of them should have been a monster.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We needed a supernatural element. That it's kind of crazy that nobody was like, hey, this is one of the more fun things about the games. Every time there's a little twist, and now you have to fight zombies or monsters or whatever, and they're really scary.
Bring out the skeletons. Go full Harryhausen with it, you know?
Yeah, for real. And yeah, I kind of inexplicable, you know, because again, like you're even less Indiana Jones now. Which you kind of want to be the Indiana Jones killer if you're doing this. The puzzles are kind of fun.
The puzzle, the one with them going up and down, you know, like mark up top with the sponsored Papa John's fight while Nate and Chloe are drowning.
Yeah.
That was good.
It was good. It was fun.
Yeah, I again, like it's, you know, far from the worst movie that we'll be watching, I think, in this series of movies. Just thinking about it, you know,
already about not the worst. So
yeah, it's already not the worst.
Already not the worst. It's just like, yeah, it is what it is.
I don't know. Maybe have someone else play Sully next time. I mean, by the time this movie comes out, the second movie comes out, it probably will be past Mark Wahlberg's human lifetime. So
that'd be well, some are saying that one can hope.
Some are saying one can pray.
People say
you can pray on the Hallowed app.
Always here.
If you're on the Hallowed apps, you know, stay blessed up. Stay prayers up. What does he say?
By the time the second movie comes out, it'll be AI Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, AI Marky Mark Sully.
A couple more notes. Nate got the equipable harness on the ship, on the boat.
Yes, I did note that the theme started playing more once you started putting on the harness.
Yeah, that was like a Surf Dracula-ass moment. Like, look, this is how he got
it's not even the funniest Surf Dracula in this movie. No. The funniest Surf Dracula in this movie is the fucking mustache.
The mustache is really funny. It's true. The mustache is good. Nolan North's cameo is like the whole movie stops.
Yeah.
It's funny. Two different sequel teases in the credits. This is so MCU pilled.
It's honestly like the Sam one was like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But it just made me more pissed about the Sam stuff in this movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah, the whole reason why, again, like, you can't do fourth movie stuff in the first movie.
You can't. It doesn't work like that. I mean, I talk about this a lot where, the best places to put an origin is never the beginning. Like,
yeah,
it's not. Don't ever start with the origin. If you're developing a thing, just do an adventure. Don't overthink it. Come up, like, because then now you get to like retroactively fit origin stuff into that first story. It doesn't make any sense. It don't make no sense. But the other problem with the brother stuff is that it's like, you're telling me there's a cooler guy that I could be watching his adventures? like there's another guy who's smarter and like in a cool jail. I want to know the story of how he got in the jail. Like, I don't really care about this adventure at this point. So that's also the problem of that, when you have your main character who's like pretty white bread ass white boy. Like, oh man, my brother's so cool. Man, I miss my brother so much.
Yeah,
look at all these posts.
So much.
Look at all these postcards. I can't believe he
stopped sending me postcards.
Oh my god, his postcards are solving the riddle, the puzzle. Like, you can't do that, man. You can't. It's against the rules. You are making a way cooler guy than your main characters. I don't care about Mark Wahlberg. And Tom Holland, I like him a normal amount.
Even in the fourth game, when you're introduced to Sam, who is voiced by Troy Baker, right? You get the second male voice actor in the video games industry. Actually, at this point, he's the first male voice actor in the video games industry. He comes through, and he's like the cool older brother who's also like slightly deadbeat,
kind of a scumbag.
A scumbag, and it's like perfect. He's mogging Nate. There's a whole, like, there's heft to it. Because this whole time, you've been through 3 adventures with Nate already. You know what kind of guy he is, right? It's a random element that I think really upends a lot of what stability Nate had at that time. Again, this movie is just making me think a lot fonder of the fourth game.
Yeah.
A game I liked, of course. But I think this movie does a great job of making me appreciate other things that are not this movie.
Yeah. No, that's so
the biggest
true.
Compliment I can give it.
Like, yeah, because I mean, Indiana Jones. It makes Indiana Jones look like cinematic gold,
Dial
royalty,
of Destiny
platinum
specifically.
I don't know. I haven't even watched it yet, so maybe I'll watch it now because of this conversation. But it's also like, it makes you go through the casting. Like, the casting really is like, we knew this wasn't going to be good. Like, okay, so here, like, I don't know that this is better. This is Reddit casting, okay? And that's kind of the problem here, is like, we have literal what happened, which is terrible, or Reddit casting. But like, everybody was saying Sully, Tom Hanks for Sully too, and I think that would be cartoonishly weird also. But like, it wouldn't be worse than Mark Wahlberg though,
It's one of those things where it's like, it would be really funny to watch a 60 or 70-year-old Tom Hanks doing all this shit.
Okay,
but the thing is, even in those old, in the third game, right? The third game's where you have that young Nate sequence with Sully. Sully still looks like he's already 50 in that one.
Yeah, he's older. Yeah, he's already an old man, and that's the other thing. It's like, there's also like, the whole third act does not require Mark Wahlberg action at all. He's sitting in a helicopter. He's sitting down in a helicopter. Like, the only fight scene is the Papa John's
Sully.
fight
Sully
scene.
is supposed to be the guy who bails out Nate. Right. And the Papa John's fight. Oh.
It's the only time he does any action. And it's like, that's why you get Mark Wahlberg, because he will do action, right? Like, he's Timu Tom Cruise, like, that's fine. I understand his why he exists. But like, it's only one time. It's one time in the whole movie.
Yeah.
He doesn't even run when he's stealing the cross. He walks away.
Yeah.
He should be the next James Bond.
He Denis Villeneuve will probably find some way to make. You know, Sam should be Timothée Chalamet.
Let's go.
And I think that's where we're going to wrap things up with this one. And I know what you might be thinking. Where could we possibly go from here? You know, what's the next movie we could possibly cover from here? I want you to take 3 guesses.
You don't even need 3, I don't think. But
you don't even need 3. You can do 2. I'll be generous and give you 2.
That's nice.
And while you figure that out, it's time for Tastemakers Grab Bag. Keigen, what have you got?
I have been reading a lot of comics. Actually, I've been finishing comics more than I've been reading them. So first, The Ends. This is a Bad Idea comic by David and Maria Lapham, which is kind of where they've been doing a bunch of work. It's based on real events, not 100%. They didn't like cite anything, but it's a summer where a bunch of skinhead neo-Nazis took over a beach and stuff happens. It's awesome. I mean, the Laphams are fantastic, just great comic creators. So you can pretty much trust anything. The Ends is pretty new. It came out in the last couple months. Bad Idea collected it and published it and had it colored. It rules. It's awesome. You get to watch some skinheads get killed. So that's pretty sick.
Nice.
Last few weeks, I also worked my way through all of Sex Criminals, the 3 hardcovers.
Really?
Yeah, and I, it's been a while.
Okay, I was going to ask, what was the reason?
Yeah, I mean, this is always true. I'm trying to read through all of the books on my shelf that I've never read the physical book yet. So obviously I've read Sex Criminals in different formats, but I hadn't actually read the hardcovers. So they were next on the shelf. So I read them. And like, I remember that book as only really being great in the first 5 issues. I think I still kind of have that feeling. But one, I mean, it was never supposed to last as long as it did. They just kept doing it for fun. But I also think it does like it comes around to being something really good that I do still love. I like it a lot. The big compendium they have now is a cool looking book. So I'm putting it in. I'm putting it in there. And then also, you know what? Daredevil #1 was really good. Have you read Daredevil #1? The new one?
The new one?
Phillips
No.
and Garbett?
I think I'll give it a moment of silence for E. Devin Lewis.
For what? Huh?
E. Devin Lewis, the editor of the book, who got laid off.
Oh, okay. Heard.
Yeah, moment of silence.
Moment of silence. Okay.
Probably around issue 5, I'll give it a chance.
Garbett looks really good in there, and it's colored by Frank Martin.
Never mind. I guess I am gonna
colored by Frank Martin.
Colored by Frank Martin. Okay, never mind. I'm reading this next week.
Dude, it's crazy. It's I don't know that I'm gonna read it monthly. I don't know how I'll exactly read it. I'm really questioning my purchasing right now.
Yeah.
So it's a really good first issue though. If you got lost from Daredevil because of the initial 21 issue arc from the last run, if that exhausted you, I don't know that this run's going to do that again, but at least you get Lee Garbett art out of it, and that is worth it. So I read that last night, and it is really, I think it's going to be a good run. It seems cool.
Okay. High hopes.
Yeah, that's what I got.
And again, Garbett and Frank Martin. That's
it's. I
didn't realize
really
Marvel had
nice
money
looking.
to throw around like that.
It's, I don't know that Garbett really pulls a lot of money, but I hope he does.
But I mean, just the fact that they have money at all for
fair.
Garbett is
Yeah, Disney layoffs.
Yeah, Disney layoffs. On my end, keeping with the video game theme here, I've been playing some Star Fox games. For no particular reason. There's nothing in the past month that could have possibly gotten me playing Star Fox games.
Sparked Star Fox?
Nothing. No, just a kick. Just a kick. It came to me. Came to me in a dream.
Not like a really popular movie that... No. Okay.
No. Just
a video game movie even?
No.
Huh.
Nothing we're covering on this podcast for sure. But, I think everyone owes it to themselves to play Star Fox 1 and Star Fox 2 at least once in their life. Just because, it's not that they've aged the greatest, but I think it really does show how crazy those games were for the time. Just what they were able to achieve. And Star Fox 2 especially is like a very flawed project. Obviously it was shelved for like 3 decades or 2 decades until it was released for the SNES Classic. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't played them before, I think you should play them at least once in your life. I'm going to keep it simple, and I think that's going to be my only recommendation.
They should do a Star Fox movie.
Yeah, I think it would be very interesting. And I'm wondering, who could they possibly cast to play Star Fox? Fox McCloud, who could possibly play him? Do you think Glenn Powell would make a good Nathan Drake?
Oh, I was thinking, yeah. I don't love him. Okay, I'll be clear here.
I mean, he's been making some pretty stupid career moves in the past couple years.
He's just kind of been in everything. Also, like, what the hell is Chad Powers? Like, what are you doing in
Chad Powers? What are you doing in the Running Man?
What are you
remake?
doing starring in Chad Powers? Like, not even just he made that show.
What are you doing acting across from the Hawk-Tuah girl?
Yeah. He would probably be a fine Nathan Drake, though. I really do. Like, a big part of the problem is the meanness, though. I hadn't even really thought about that.
I think
but
Glenn
you're
Powell
right.
could definitely hit the meanness.
Right.
Is the thing.
And that's, I think, where he would be a good choice, probably.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the episode. We'll be back next week with, well, did you guess? Did you figure it out? We're going to be watching Tomb Raider, but not the Tomb Raider that you think of. The one that I'm pretty sure like no one watched. The one with Alicia Vikander from like, I don't know, 8 years ago?
Dude, I bet you that movie's... I bet that movie's going to be so bad.
What if it's good? What if it's good? What if it's not the worst?
What if it's good? But when's the next one?
The next Tomb Raider?
Mm-hmm.
Like game, movie?
No, there's a new movie. You don't know?
I don't know.
There's a new... It's with Sansa Stark. Why can't I remember her real name?
Oh, that one. I thought that was like a Prime Video TV show. I don't know. I don't know.
Is it this year?
We'll give you the answer to that in the next episode. And until then...
Keep on grappling. Sophie Turner.
Yes, that's the one. The only thing I can think of with her in recent news is the buccal fat removal trend. She was like at the forefront of that.
Was she?
I don't know.
Now I need to see.
I just saw that she had gotten rid of whatever
beauty.
that. No.